One of the biggest and latest Silicon Valley companies to release its diversity stats. And one reason that any of these companies have been releasing data is due to the work of our next guest, the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. He is the founder and president of the Rainbow Push Coalition. He is with us now from Chicago. Reverend, I know you were attending the services for Julian Bond, so we thank you in particular for making the time to speak with us today. But on this subject of diversity, of equal opportunity, what do you make of Apple's new numbers, 50% improvement across numerous categories?
Well, they're growing with much stimulation. Apple has been lax in its diversity and its inclusion. And Tim Cook himself said that it is the fault of the companies that they have not been as diverse as they could be. There's not a talent shortage. There's been an opportunity shortage for women and people of color. Silicon Valley top 25 companies have 189 board members, for example, 36 are white women, 3 are African American, 1 Latino. That does not represent the talent pool. We simply want the talent pool to look vertically and horizontally to look like the consumer base.
So, Reverend, when you speak about the talent pool, do you really think that Americans have it? I mean, there are on average 4 million jobs per month that remain unfilled in this country. And as a group, it's not just Silicon Valley, corporate America says there are not the people here with these so-called STEM skills, science, math, engineering.
First of all, there are a number of STEM trained people that can't get a job, number one. Number two, half the jobs are non-STEM in the first place. There are lawyers, ad agencies, and marketing, and investment, and engineering, and construction. And so they have not done a good job of hiring, recruiting, and training and development. They've spent more time when H-1B workers from Indonesia, from China, than they have from training workers at home. We think workers at home deserve a fair shake.
When you speak about H-1B visas, we had GOP presidential hopeful Donald Trump talk about immigration, not in specific reference to the H-1B issues, but to immigration. And his plan includes building a wall. What do you make of that plan?
History, we do better with bridges than we do with walls. We export to South Central Latin America, and they import here. Building better trade relations may be better than building walls. We do share 2,000 miles of border with Mexico, for example. But south of Mexico, South Central Latin America, these are our neighbors, and I think that rather than building a wall, I'm more concerned that we expand the relationship with Cuba. We pull Venezuela into the fold and have good relations with our neighbors. That'll make America secure and prosperous.
So you mentioned, just to cycle back to the H-1B issue, should that be separated from other kinds of immigration?
There's a call, again, American workers should have the first option on American jobs. And you should have one set of rules. You can't have one set of rules for Cubans, one for Haitians, for example. You cannot leave youth in Oakland and San Francisco and urban America unemployed and untrained and be bringing workers from other countries. I think that the American youth should have the option to be Silicon Valley workers. Matter of fact, Rainbow Push is getting 1,000 churches to build in their churches app and tech training, app and code training for our youth, and financial literacy and stock market gains, begin to train our youth in that direction. There's nothing to suggest that we can't do that work. We should have an opportunity. And when we have the work, whether it's Apple or Amazon, it should be workplace safety and workplace security conducive for human beings.
And starting with education, never a bad place to start. As you say, coding is the new literacy. Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. joining us there. Thank you for your time. Rainbow Push Coalition President.